WWE are planning a big upset, apparently, for Money in the Bank. Elsewhere, WWE higher-ups are said to be ecstatic over a certain Raw team. And we have an update on an AEW star after a very risky and scary Forbidden Door spot. More on that in this video. Hello everybody, it's Jack and Fraser back again with a second round of news today. Do check out our earlier news video if you missed that today on this very channel.
Just go
and check it out. But
fun.
Straight in though with Money in the Bank news, Fraser, because Better Wrestling Experience are reporting that apparently WWE are planning a big upset for Money in the Bank this weekend.
That's a direct quote, a big upset. They've said though that this upset is not for Cody Rhodes or LA Knight. Cody is currently scheduled to face Dominic, which we did say in the first video. LA Knight, of course, the front runner in many people's eyes to win Money in the Bank. But it says that there's going to be a big upset at Money in the Bank. Now, if we think about the card, running it down, there's only a few ways that this could go. So we've got Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. If the Usos win, that's somewhat of a big upset, right?
That wouldn't be my front runner in terms of what is defined as an upset, I don't think.
Because I think another one that could be discussed as a major upset, if it does happen, Finn Balor beating Seth Rollins. Seth just winning the belt recently.
I think that would be an upset, yeah.
That would be a pretty big upset.
Yeah.
But it's going to be quite a... I think it's a fairly unpredictable but predictable in certain areas show. I think LA Knight and Damian Priest make sense as the sort of front runners to win the
Better
briefcase.
Wrestling Experience there, and they do clarify in the report as well that LA Knight is considered the front runner for Money in the Bank.
Right.
I think that it wouldn't necessarily be an upset if Priest won either, but maybe it would be an upset if someone else won. However, they have, as you've mentioned, they've said it's not. So it's not LA Knight.
It's not LA Knight.
The upset doesn't concern that men's Money in the Bank ladder match or Cody versus Dom. Had you not said that, I would have guessed Cody versus Dom.
I would have thought Dominic would be winning that one if it's going to be an upset. Maybe it's the women's tag team championships. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez facing Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler. That feels like an upset, but does it feel like a big upset? But I think it's trying to stack the card for Money in the Bank, making sure that there is something that people go, whoa, something to talk about after the show.
Wait a minute. Is Rhea versus Natalya happening on the pay-per-view, or is that on
It's
the
currently
SmackDown?
not happening on the pay-per-view. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. Natalya, they get a hometown hero like Natalya on the card.
That would be an upset too far if Natalya would have been Rhea Ripley. Surely.
Being Rhea Ripley.
Maybe it's Finn, Maybe it's Finn.
The one I do worry about is Gunther versus Matt Riddle. That is obviously quite a big match for the Intercontinental title, and I don't feel like right now is the time to take the belt of Gunther. It would certainly be an upset, though.
Yes, I think it would be an upset. I think that's going to be a good match, and I reckon that's probably continuing. Triple H has sort of established kind of a canon now of UK-based, hard-hitting matches. You've had Dragunov and Gunther, you've had Gunther and Sheamus, and now this seems to be the next one in that lineage. In the
series,
Gunther battering folk in
it's
the
like
UK.
the Von Trier's Depression trilogy. It's like, there you go. There's your big meaty men slapping meat. That's a film on Jack time.
Jack on film or film on me, either or, whatever you want. WWE are also set to be ecstatic about the Judgment Day. Fightful Select say that important people in WWE are ecstatic with the progress of the Judgment Day stable. A WWE higher-up spoke to Fightful Select about the company's affection for the group, and Fightful was even told that Edge himself recognized that Judgment Day was better suited in this iteration than the original plans had outlined, which obviously involved him.
Yeah, so I think it feels like a completely different group than when Edge was in charge of the stable. It feels like they've really come into their own. They've really been able to establish themselves as a fun group rather than sort of we're just a bit broody and a bit mysterious. Whereas right now they feel a bit more fun, a bit more chaotic.
A group of
cool guys.
Just cool goths.
It's cool goths, isn't it? And Dom, I think, has been the sort of missing ingredient prior to Clash of the Castle. It's really helped lift them up in a lot of the viewers' eyes.
I think so as well. Finn Balor has been described in this report also as very easy for WWE to work with. Company guy. Rhea Ripley was put over heavily for working through her knee injury and her willingness to improve and help get everyone else over. Apparently there was also situations where she was supposed to dominate opponents but was actually more selfless and was willing to let them get some moves in as well. Company girl.
Oh yeah.
Damian Priest's work ethic was praised, especially his work with Bad Bunny. Originally apparently that was meant to be a tag match at Backlash, but WWE sources told Fightful that everyone felt comfortable enough with Bad Bunny in the ring for it to be a singles match.
He is the best in the biz,
of celebrity wrestling.
Just
it's him and Logan.
It's him and Logan, but like Bad Bunny's just got the sort of the aura that feels. I mean, so does Logan Paul, but like for that.
At the moment, Bad Bunny's head after Backlash.
Yeah.
But Money in the
Money
Bank could
Bank.
even though,
Bad Bunny versus Logan
Yeah.
Paul. Give us that.
main event of WrestleMania.
In Puerto Rico, again, they both live there.
Ow. How do the cool kids
You've
do
danced
that?
twice
How
now.
do the cool kids do that? I don't understand. Jeez.
Ouch.
Dominic Mysterio also received praise for his advanced schedule, which has seen him do a lot of media obligations, and the success of his new character. Beyond that, WWE been putting him in a variety of situations and against a variety of opponents in the ring in order to get him used to a variety of Harry Styles and opponents. Not Harry Styles, I've just thrown that in.
Thrown that one in there, yeah.
So that's all very positive news for the Judgment Day, and I find it hard to disagree with anything that Fightful's been told there. I think that is all worthy praise for a very successful group in WWE.
A good chance that after this weekend, if the upsets go certain ways, we could see them with the world title, the women's title, and the Money in the Bank. It would be certainly a good look for the group, but I don't think it will go that way. But I'm excited to see what they do going forward.
Also, we're heading over now to AEW. We have an update on an AEW star after a concerning Forbidden Door spot. We're talking about Ospreay versus Omega. Very brutal match, lot of big spots in it, but the one that everyone is talking about, and rightly so, was towards the end, that terrifying Tiger Driver that Ospreay gave to Omega, where, as far as I can tell, and you never know, smoke and mirrors and that, looks like he drops him on his head, fully on his head.
Fully on his head, he just picks him up. Tiger Driver 91. It's one of the most dangerous moves in all of professional wrestling, and it didn't look very fun to take or watch at all. Many watching obviously voiced concerns over the spot online and backstage, I imagine, as well. The condition the competitors would be in after the series of moves was deemed very, very risky. But Fightful Select were told that both competitors emerged relatively unscathed from the match. In fact, they said Kenny Omega told several people he was fine after the match ended, and that's reassuring because he landed fully on his head. There's not much.
It was just nasty to see. It was just nasty. I hope they don't do that too often. Ospreay and Omega apparently received a standing ovation upon returning to the back, which is well deserved. It was a good match. It was very good. It had a lot to live up to because they obviously had a match of the year contender way back in January at Wrestle Kingdom, a match that Ospreay had said in the build up to this rematch that he wanted to kind of deviate from, because in that match it was the story of Omega battering Ospreay, and this one you could argue was the other side of the coin. It was Ospreay being really nasty to Kenny Omega.
It felt like Ospreay was just destroying Omega at certain points, and it was like, you came to my house and beat me up, so I'm coming to your house and I'm going to just make it even worse for you.
Yes. What's the rubber match going to be? Where's that?
I think All In. I think we're going to see that, and I think it'll end in a draw. And I think Wrestle Kingdom's where we see the final match.
I thought you were going to say, and I think wrestling will be the winner.
Wrestling will be the winner. It's one of the best matches of the year so far. I imagine you'll have a little thing to say about it on your matches of the month.
Thank you very much for the little plug there. Yes, I'll be doing matches of the month shortly for the month of June. We're flying through the year already.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
We're all aging.
We are all aging. I reckon that will be out probably not this weekend, but next. That's when it'll be, next Sunday probably on the audio feed. But that all depends on Tom's schedule. He manages that audio feed meticulously.
Oh yes, there's a lot of content.
I'll try and
lots
sneak
of
it
content to consume.
Shout out to Tom for always editing my ramblings together. Also, details on a little bit of a less painful spot from the Omega Ospreay match. The flag spot with the Canadian flag. Apparently that was planned, and the guy with the flag was a plant.
What?
It was a Canadian pro wrestler. What a name, by the way. Chip Chambers.
That is good. I like that.
Chip Chambers to the rescue. That was an American. Chip Chambers. I can't do a Canadian. Chip Chambers. I'm trying to do Brett. I'm just doing Brett.
You're doing Bret Hart, but I'm glad that was a planned spot, because that can get you in a lot of hot water doing something with flags.
Are Canada as big on the sacredness of the flag as Americans are?
I can't imagine so, but let us know if you're Canadian.
Shawn Michaels did it.
Sean did.
He pretended to make love to the flag.
He did. But I'm glad it was a plant in the sense of the guy didn't get his flag back. Ospreay then, or Omega gave it to kids in the crowd. So it was like, that wasn't their flag, mate.
At least, yeah.
It was. I'm glad it went that way.
Like when someone hands a rock star their sunglasses in the middle of a song, and then during the crescendo of the song, the rock star then throws the sunglasses or hat back into the crowd without taking proper care. Yep. And I'd like to shout out Hayley Williams from Paramore, because she seems to always return the sunglasses.
So Hayley,
she
if
returns
you're watching,
to sender.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, well done, Hayley.
Yeah.
Good at singing songs as well. Also, another big match at Forbidden Door was CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima in the opening match of the Owen Hart tournament, or one of the opening round matches, I should say, of the Owen Hart tournament. CM Punk was having a great time in the match, getting booed, shouting "Lariat, Kojima, Kojima," doing Hulk Hogan's moves. Just turn heel immediately.
Just
CM
do it, Punk. Just do it. You're a heel.
Yeah, he's amazing. I love him. Not everyone loves him. Some people didn't want to see him back. He won the match. But Kojima, I think, gave a good account of himself, especially for an older gent.
He really did a great performance. I think
you could say he did better than Tanahashi in his match.
I think that's safe to say, actually.
Yeah.
I think Kojima quite impressed a lot of people, and especially considering going into this up until this past week, people were expecting it to be Punk versus Kenta.
Yeah.
So having it be Kojima, maybe for some people felt like it was, it's not the match we wanted to see, but they gave one hell of a performance, and it really was a fun match to break up the running order of the show.
Now, one of the great things about Kojima outside of the ring is his Twitter game, which is fantastic. He's the leader of Bread Club. I don't know if you know this. Me and Sam are a big fan. We're fully paid up members of Bread Club. Kojima just loves bread.
I saw the amount of bread he had after the show.
Okay. It was
great. There was a big platter of bread. Some of it was big brioche loaf that usually you see The Rock making as big rock toast.
Yeah, but Kojima's getting involved with that.
Kojima's on it.
But also, he decides sometimes just to tweet his feelings, and it's lovely. There's real honesty about his tweets, especially because... I can't speak any Japanese, so I can't judge him, but sometimes his English, some things get a little bit lost in translation, which just lends a great, wonderful honesty to his tweets. Like on the way over to face CM Punk, he said, "I'm about to face CM Punk." Something like, "I'm very nervous, I hope I do okay." And we were all like, Kojima. He did do okay. Put up a very good showing. Well, I'm really patronising one of the great New Japan names. Yeah. Oh, you did your best, Kojima.
Good try. But
I'm a big fan of the Metal Gear Solid series as well.
He did a big diving move that looked a little...
So he did an elbow drop. It seemed to hit CM Punk in the privates.
Yeah.
And then he tweeted to confirm this, Kojima saying, "My elbow drop hit his cock. Sorry, but it's not on purpose. Accident, because I don't have that kind of technology." I think he means technique, which is great. Like I know if I'm watching a football match and there's a player who's done a really good bit of close control, I'll be like, that is great technology from him.
Great technology, great really tech. Great tech. But yeah, it was nice to see him apologise on social media for it.
Right. Breaking kayfabe, but yeah,
he broke kayfabe. It did look very sore. It's between that and the Tiger Driver 91 for the most dangerous, most brutal spot of the night.
Yes.
But great match.
Yeah, great match. Great job, Kojima. And fair play for stepping in. Yeah. What a guy.
What a cool dude. What a great show Forbidden Door was. I'm still catching up on my sleep.
Long live Bread Club as well. Have you got anything you want to plug going?
All the Money in the Bank content, like we said earlier on today in the first video, there's a lot of Money in the Bank stuff coming this week. We're down in London from Thursday. We're going to be there Friday for SmackDown, Money in the Bank on Saturday. If you see us about, we might be filming stuff. Make sure you say hello though. And just keep an eye on the channel. We're going to have a lot of stuff. There'll be predictions this week. There'll be tomorrow. You might have a little, you might get to hear our thoughts about AEW Fight Forever, so stay tuned for that one. There's a lot of content, too much content, some would say.
I'll be back here holding the fort. Fraser's kind of like James Bond out in the field, and I'm like Q back at the base with all the gadgets.
Exactly.
My gadget of choice is What Happened At, which will be happening shortly after Money in the Bank. Thank you very much for watching this video. Do leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I've been Jack, this has been Fraser, and we'll see you very, very soon.